Chapter 34. The Shadow Corridors. The morning after my encounter with the Dream Messenger, I returned back to the inner sector of the base. The corridors of Area 51 felt different each time. This time, heavier, quieter. The guards who escorted me avoided eye contact as usual. I don't know if they were human or some kind of robot. They never showed any emotion or even said a simple hello. They led me into a debriefing chamber I hadn't seen before. It was circular, lined with panels of dull titanium that seemed to hum at a frequency just beyond hearing. 3 officials waited inside, none of whom wore standard insignia. The tallest one, a silver-haired man with eyes that seemed almost metallic, gestured for me to sit. "You're being reassigned," he said without introduction. "Off record, off grid. We're calling the new division Project Eclipse." He tapped a control pad and the lights dimmed. A holographic map of the Earth flickered to life in the center of the room. Strange dark lines pulsed across certain areas, the deserts of Nevada, the Pacific Trench, the Siberian tundra. "These," he said, "are what we call shadow corridors. They're not physical tunnels. They're energetic breaches, fractures in the field between realities. Most were triggered by nuclear tests, but others are the result of frequency experiments gone wrong. Something is feeding through them." I studied the map. "Feeding through? You mean entities?" He nodded once. "Lower density intelligences. They thrive on chaos, division, fear. You've seen their influence already, in the systems collapsing around the world. But we believe these breaches can be stabilized, neutralized. That's where you come in." "Why me?" I asked quietly. "Because your frequency signature has remained coherent under stress," another said. "The Pine Gap training, the meditations, your exposure to higher contact fields, all of it prepared you. You can walk where others lose their minds." The weight of their words settled in. I knew what this meant. Isolation, danger, possibly disappearance. But I also knew I had no choice. The call of destiny was louder than fear. That evening, I was driven deep into the desert under military escort. The night air was still, the stars sharp and infinite. When we arrived at a clearing far beyond any mapped zone, the lead officer simply said, "They'll take it from here." Before I could ask who, the ground trembled slightly, and a column of pale blue light descended from the sky. My breath caught. I'd seen this in dreams, but never like this. The beam enveloped me. Gravity dissolved. For a moment there was nothing but sound, harmonic tones that vibrated through my bones. Then the darkness opened into light. I was standing inside a massive crystalline chamber that curved endlessly above me. The air shimmered with energy, the floor translucent beneath my feet. Around me stood beings, humanoid, yet each distinct in essence. Their features varied, but all radiated calm intelligence. I sensed instantly that this was not a human construct. A soft voice entered my mind. "Nice to meet you, Elian. Welcome aboard the Council vessel Seraphis. We are the observers, the stewards of planetary evolution." I turned toward the source. A tall figure of radiant white-blue light stepped forward. Neither male nor female, but balanced, serene. "You are among allies," they said aloud, though the words felt as if they were spoken inside my chest. My thoughts came in fragments. "You're the Federation?" A subtle smile. "You could call us that. We oversee the harmonics of worlds approaching convergence. Earth is one of many undergoing the shift." Others joined. Pleiadian, Sirian, Arcturian, Andromedan. I didn't need introductions. I simply knew who they were, as if the memory had been buried deep inside me all along. Their communication wasn't linear. It was waves of understanding that painted entire histories in an instant. They showed me visions, worlds shimmering with light, others struggling through their own phases of transformation. The voice of the first being continued. "You are correct. Earth is not alone in this evolution. Many systems rise together in resonance. but the density of your planet makes the process turbulent. I asked what they meant by intervention, and they shared images of glowing crafts hovering over missile silos, nuclear warheads rendered inert by unseen force. We have stopped annihilation more than once, they said, but we cannot make your choices for you. The game must play out through human consciousness. Then came the reason I'd been brought here. The shadow corridors threaten more than Earth, a golden-skinned ambassador explained. They distort the lattice that connects living worlds. If the fractures widen, they could destabilize entire nodes of life in this region of the galaxy. I felt the mission settle like a weight in my chest. So what do I do? From the center of the chamber, a pedestal rose, revealing a small crystalline sphere, about the size of an apple, glowing softly from within. This is a harmonic stabilizer, said the Arcturian. It responds only to coherent intent. You will know when and where to use it. Trust resonance over reason. They placed it in my hands. The crystal was warm, alive, and for a moment, I saw flashes of landscapes, red canyons, ancient ruins, underground chambers humming with light. Begin where the Earth still remembers her own heart, said the first being. There you will find the breach. As the meeting concluded, I was guided toward a viewing deck overlooking Earth. From orbit, the planet glowed like a jewel, streaks of aurora dancing at the poles. One of the beings stood beside me, their eyes reflecting the blue of the world below. Your planet is waking, they said softly, but every birth has contractions before light. I pressed my hand against the glass. I could see what we were fighting for. Not just survival, but ascension.